This segment sponsored by Foster Financial. Happy Monday! It is time for Money Monday with Foster Financial. And today we're going to talk about silver and gold prices. Hey there, Caleb.
Hi.
Okay, so this is fascinating because I mean, people are just still buying gold and silver.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Where are they putting it?
Costco's selling it now. Yeah,
Really?
Of course, yeah. Costco's
Oh
got to be in on it. So
wait a minute. So how does it come? Because you think in your head it's like bars of gold.
Oh gosh, yeah, no, little tiny chips of gold basically. So yeah, they're selling them I think in 1 ounce quantities or something like that. So yeah, and over the last 5 years, I mean, you were pretty happy if you owned gold and silver.
Okay.
I mean, it's gone up really significantly. At a much faster rate than what it did for the 20 years before that, right?
Okay.
So gold and silver both have gone up significantly, but they're also have pulled back from kind of their all-time highs earlier in the year. And it's a good reminder of how volatile even these kind of precious metals can be.
Yeah.
So sometimes you think of gold as being like extremely stable, maybe a hedge against inflation, but it's not always the case. I mean, it's gone up a lot faster than inflation over the last few years, but it's also been relatively volatile. And so sometimes we see that people are maybe overexposed to some of these precious metals. They have too much of their net worth, and it's not as diversified as what it should be, especially when we see some of these really volatile spikes and peaks.
So when you say the prices go up and down, gold then is not like a dollar where it stays the same value. So it spikes like it is a stock, it spikes like it is like a bond and something like that?
Yeah, I mean the spot price of gold, per ounce is going to change just depending on supply and demand. And so sometimes we'll see that people, had gold in their safe at home, or they've just been buying it over the years, or maybe they inherited it from a parent.
Okay.
And especially with the big, rise in gold and silver prices over the last few years, that portion of their overall net worth has expanded pretty significantly.
Okay.
And so sometimes it can make sense to start to diversify away from that. But we also want to make sure that we're aware of tax considerations. So of course the government always wants their piece. Anytime you have an asset that goes up in value, if you sell precious metals, it gets charged at the capital gains rate for commodities or for precious goods like that. And usually that rate is your ordinary income tax bracket capped at 28% if you have long-term capital gains for these precious metals. So it can be higher than the capital gains rate for stocks and bonds. So, I mean, we always have to take into account what the tax ramifications are going to be, but sometimes you also don't want to be overexposed if you have $250,000 in gold and silver sitting in your safe at home.
So can you just say, just to give us a rough idea, if someone has a piece of gold, what is typically the value of that one piece? Does it vary, kind of like coins, or does every single piece of gold have the same value? Yeah,
I mean, like gold, as long as it's pure gold, right? They typically charge by the ounce. So I mean, right now, an ounce of gold is $4,200 or something like that.
Really?
So, yeah, so a little piece of gold like that. So I mean, a giant bar of gold would be massively expensive.
Right. Okay.
So most of the time, people don't have that sitting in their safe
so just
at
one
home.
little gold could be nearly $5,000.
Yeah.
That is fascinating because I just imagine, in my big imagination, people just walking around with those little bags, like back in the day, those little
sack of gold,
sack of gold, and holding it in their safe, or
maybe silver. I mean, sometimes they can have a sack of silver like that.
Okay, what is that value maybe?
Oh man, yeah, silver's come down, from its high. So I don't know, it's $70 an ounce or something like that right now.
Okay, so that's more realistic for people to have like a sack of it. But how do people keep it? Like, I'm still trying to imagine, like, are they taking it to the bank? And I mean, can I put this in my safe deposit box? I mean, the bank isn't holding gold. Well, they have the safes, and I watch all those like heist movies, and there's gold in there.
Right, yeah. Banks are keeping a lot less cash even than what they used to. But yeah, I mean, usually, it's just people in their safes at home, and that's something that they inherited. So we always like to look at somebody's portfolio from an overall perspective. I think a lot of times we see that people will sort of segment out their different accounts or different assets. They say, this is my 401k, and then over here, this is my savings account, this is my gold.
Yeah.
And certainly there's an aspect that you look at different accounts that are invested differently, assume different growth rates and things like that. But you also want to consider your overall portfolio. Of your overall net worth, how much of it is in precious metals? How much of it is in the stock market? How much is in cash? How much is in real estate? We want to look at everything together to make sure that it aligns for what your long-term plans are.
Okay, and that's the diversification options that you speak of, which making sure that it's in different places. And that's something that you all help with, right? So someone can say, these are all of my assets. Please help me know how to diversify it.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Easy as that. Well, thank you, Caleb.
Yeah, thank you.
That was funny. Silver and gold. It makes me think of that song. All right. If you would like more information about Foster Financial, we'll have their website and their phone number listed below. And I'll see you after the break. Silver and gold. This segment sponsored by Foster Financial.